All right, my brother TK Kirkland, how you doing, man?
Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go right in. This young man is from my hometown, Jersey City, New Jersey. I'm so proud of him because he was solid from day one. So I just wanted to share that on tape, yo.
Now, we're going to merge our worlds. I'm in education,
yes,
but I'm still a human. I'm from Jersey City.
Yes.
And a lot of times in your comedy, your message speaks to young men. Why is it important for young men to process emotions before they make decisions in life?
Because that's, if you got to be able to take the time to think. I think mostly a lot of people who are in jail had another day to think about what they was doing. They will be okay, man.
They would do it over.
And you're gonna be tested through your whole life. I had a woman put me in a bad situation, but all my experiences prior to her helped me control my emotion. Because it was a lie, but it was a bad lie. It was a lie that really just hurt my ego. So you gotta have the ability to question yourself, right? Because what I did was I talked to myself in jail. I visual myself in prison.
You process the possibilities.
Right. So no, it wasn't a possibility. I actually had a conversation. So when I walked in to myself, I turned around and said, yo, why are you in here? I said, because the bitch lied to me. And I turned away and I looked back at myself and I said, you gave up your freedom because a bitch lied to you?
Yeah.
Makes so much sense, dog.
Yeah.
People, I mean, it's really just words.
Yeah.
And people have to separate themselves from words.
Yeah.
It's just words.
Just words. You know, I had my oldest daughter is 13 now. I'm 35.
Yes.
I had her, well, I didn't have her. She was conceived 6 months after my mother died. Okay. And I've heard you say it's not good to make decisions after like tragedy.
That's right.
Tragic loss.
That's right.
Can you just elaborate a little bit on why you think that's so important?
The reason why you shouldn't make decisions on tragedy, you shouldn't get married, you shouldn't spend money, because you think that you're at your best, but you're actually going through pain. People do pain differently, right? Some people gain weight, some people get depressed, some people get fat.
Yeah.
But you gotta, when people die, you gotta run if you can. You gotta hit something, if it's a boxing bag.
So not suppress the emotion and let it out.
You gotta release it.
Yeah.
If you hold it in, you're gonna lose your mind.
Yeah.
Because we're not taught to survive after our parents are dead.
Yeah.
People are left to figure it out for themselves. And people have to start teaching their children how to move, how to think when their parents leave here.
What does TK Kirkland do when he's frustrated or he feels like he's, you know, stressed a little bit? What do you do to like unwind? And
I go to the gym.
Okay.
I'm always in the gym.
All right.
You know, I'm always in the gym. And I do have nervous condition, but it's a good nervous. See, there's a bad nervous and there's a good nervous.
It's a healthy one, yeah.
Yeah, mine is because I'm excited about life.
Yeah.
Right? I go to bed at 9, I'm up at 2, and it feels like I slept for 15 hours. I'm just ready to get going. I'm ready to go. And I worked so hard my whole life, and even now at my age, I feel like I just got started. So when people see me on Vlad or No Jump or listen to me on my podcast or your show, they are impressed by things I've done. And like they call me the Forrest Gump, right? But I'm shocked once it comes out of my mouth, everything that I've done, because I really feel like I haven't done anything, and I'm just keep going. So I just want to just do what I can, create a legacy, do my part while I'm here on this earth, and do what I'm supposed to do, because we all have a purpose. A lot of people don't know who they are. I'm here to help people. I'm here to help impact and change lives. And that's what
what you've done a lot. You know, you put a lot of people on.
Yes, right. So I'm doing my part, and I'm excited, and I'm getting ready to receive the benefits of all that, which is a beautiful thing.
You and my dad are about the same age, like 60, 61. What's your ingredients for looking and feeling so youthful?
I think it's the DNA. I think it starts when you're young, and I've had it's your mindset too.
Yeah.
You know, it's your mindset, and I got money. And money helps. I don't give a fuck.
Word, you got access, you know?
Nigga, money. Listen to me. Even though I got a lot now, even though I get another check, right?
Word.
Nigga, I get happy every motherfucking time. I swear to God.
I feel you.
And you would think I was broke the way I act when I get money. And I go right to the bank. And I put everything in the bank. I don't play.
Yeah.
If I spend, I teach my kids, you spend, you make sure you replace. Don't never spend and you ain't replace that money. If you can't replace it, do not spend it.
Yo, I admire that you had like your daughter in the stands. I thought that was great.
Yes.
Presence as a father, like as far as you being there, and presence. I heard you say both are important.
Yes, yes.
And that really changed my perspective because I'm like, damn, it's not one over the other. How do you balance as a father being present, but still, you know, like, yeah, I got to give my kids things sometimes.
It's hard, yo, because I got 5. And they stretched all around the country. So I talk to a lot on the phone, but I spend a lot of time with the girls.
Yeah.
Because coming up as a player, I date a lot of women who ain't have their shit together. I date a lot of women, no matter how beautiful they was, it was a disappointment because to me, there was no dad around to give them structure on how to move with a man. And I seen that. And how I came up with Who Raised You was I was dating this bad bitch. She was fine, yo, but she was dumb. And I said to myself, I need to meet your parents. Because who would send you into the world unprepared? That's how I looked at it. I said, someone sent you into the world unprepared. And that's how I came up with Who Raised You. That's how it all started.
That's how I feel about my daughters. I just want to give them the information so they can be informed.
Right.
Once they go out into the world and make decisions, they won't be able to say, Daddy didn't give me the
Yes, but it's more than that.
Elaborate.
Because you got men who are just as smooth as you. That'll talk the kid out of their motherfucking pants.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And some girls can get dickmatized and their whole life can be fucked up.
That's true.
You know, so the thing about that, you still got to be involved.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely. You got to meet their boyfriends.
He got to meet you. He got to feel your presence.
You got to see you got to feel your presence, and you got to talk real. You got to teach her about fucking.
No, you got to keep it a buck with him. You
know, you got to you got to know how to fuck. You got to know how to. Sometimes you're gonna have an accident, and they're gonna nut in you. You know what I'm saying? If your money ain't right, his money ain't right. You got to get an abortion bag and let them know it's okay.
To have those conversations.
And let them know it's okay. Nothing is motherfucking perfect. And what I love about my children, they think just like me.
That's great.
And I love that shit. They all solid, yo.
Because you're a realist.
Yes. My kids. And when I say they solid, I'm so impressed.
I know you got to go.
No. We doing your thing.
Oh, we good?
Yeah.
Jersey City, Snyder High School. I can't go without mentioning that. What stood out most to you in your experience as a track star at Snyder High School?
If you had anybody in my high school, they'll tell you I was the most quietest person that you ever meet. No one knew that I was funny. I was well dressed. I was best dressed. I was sharp. But I stayed to myself. I went to school, did what I had to do. I didn't really talk to nobody. I was focused on day one.
What grammar school did you go to?
I went to PS15.
Oh, I used to teach at 15.
Yeah, I went to PS15. Sure did. You see that little brick on the side that says 1966?
Yeah.
That was my first year grammar school.
Wow.
I remember when that brick was there. Still to my head, I still see that motherfucker.
Wow.
Yeah, 1966. Yep. I was in grammar school there. Head Start, matter of fact. Kindergarten.
Wow.
And Jersey City was it was great for track, but a lot of tragedy in Jersey City for me. My brother got murdered there. My youngest brother died of AIDS in Jersey City. My dad drowned. My mom died of cancer. All before I was 42 years old. So no one lived to be 60 in my family. So having my birthday the other day was really a blessing to make it. And I really hope that if there is the universe, that everybody's proud to see of my achievements. Because life is about, not stepping on minefields. You know, you gotta have a little luck on your side.
That's true.
You gotta be blessed. I've been blessed to meet some of the greatest influencers that I've known, from Mr. Wilbur Jones to another gentleman who just passed away in my life named David Klingman, and then some of all the street people I met in my journey. And that's another phase of Who Raised You. All these people helped to motivate me and mold me to the kind of man that I am. So when I'm on stage dropping knowledge, when I'm on stage keeping it real, not being afraid, not being your typical comedian, because you don't hear delivery like that.
No.
You know, my style of comedy is totally different.
Yeah. My mom died from cancer in North Carolina. My grandfather did too. I hate North Carolina.
Right.
Your experiences in Jersey City with losing your family, does it prevent you from coming back at all sometimes?
Well, there's nothing there. Like if my mother's still in Jersey, I'll come there. I love to lay on the couch.
Yeah.
I love to have a pork chop by my mom, or have a pancake. The little thin pancakes with the butter on it. Oh man.
Yeah.
So these are life is tragedy and a blessing, because if you live long enough, you're supposed to go through all the seasons. You're supposed to deal with death, you're supposed to deal with happiness, birth of a child. You know, you're supposed to see someone get married, and you live old and die, and that's a full life. You know, I feel sorry for the rappers who are dying young. You know,
rest in peace, DMX, right?
And when I see DMX, I think of I wish he'd have took care of his body better. Because it's all about choices, right? And God only gives you so many chances, and he said he's tired. He did it to Whitney Houston, he did it to Michael Jackson, he did it to Prince. And no one, and these people are very talented people. And when God gets tired, he says, listen, you don't care about the talent I gave you. I got to take you away and give it to somebody else. And the great thing about DMX, he lived to be 50, but man, he had a painful life.
A lot of
in
suffering.
and out of jail. And, drugs and shit.
I heard Swiss Beats say today that that DMX was suffering so much that he would go to prison for his freedom, for a break.
Wow.
Because he was, I just thought that was so deep. Like, wow, he was suffering so much mentally. And one of the reasons why I follow you is that the balance that you're able to provide for perspective, because suffering, I mean, pain is inevitable. It's a part of life, like you said. It's
part of life,
But for you to be able to keep that positive perspective and enjoy life, I mean, I think that's a lot of game that a lot of young people can soak in, you know what I mean?
Mike Epps said it to me best. He said, you can't teach this shit that I got. He said, TK, what you got, you cannot sell it in a bottle. You know, he was real honest with me, you know, and when people ask me about certain things, I tell them it's in my DNA. This is something that you have to have in you.
You gotta be built for it.
You gotta be built for it. Because don't get me wrong, I get hit in the chin, life.
Oh, of course.
I get hit in the stomach with life. I'm not bullshitting. But
it looks like a soccer ball that's all messed up.
But you remain hopeful, optimistic, and you might bend, but you don't break.
Well, that's not what I was gonna say. But what I was gonna say is, a young man taught me a long time ago. He said, keep swinging, champ. He said, sooner or later you're going to get a knockout. So I keep swinging, and it leads me here, you know?
Mr. Odoms, Snyder High School. What do you remember about Mr. Odoms?
Mr. Odoms was just a smooth brother, you know? Didn't say too much to him. I always stayed to myself, you know? Again, I told you I really didn't talk a lot. I was really there to win. I was just determined. When I look back now and those I didn't talk that much, just know I just worked hard. Because I really wasn't the most talented on my team, but I was the most determined. And luck happened to be on my side, and I outworked everybody. And I took that same ability when I was getting in trouble. I said, because I used to beat all my cases. So I used to say, if I took the same energy that I took to beat my cases, that I would be unstoppable in the industry. So that's what I did.
TK Kirkland, comedian, I like to call you a conversationalist.
Yes.
Because as I analyze the way you communicate, you really don't leave much space for any error. Like you're sharp. Like on stage, through interviews. I always admired that because I feel like you can always control a room and you can always be on point with your surroundings when you're able to just like ping things like that. What do you attribute that to? Just you just built like that, or you learned just?
I think I learned that.
Okay.
I think I used to talk real fast. So I turn a negative into a positive, because when you talk real fast, you're considered a liar. If you talk really fast, he lying.
Yeah, people say that a lot.
You know, I don't know where they get
say
that
that
from.
girl, she talk real fast. She probably
Right.
Yeah.
So I learned to slow down. So everything I taught myself. I didn't have anyone to teach me. So everything you hear, everything you feel was self-taught. But it's for everybody else, and they see it, they feel it. And I think I did a good job.
Last thing, as I bring this back to our hometown, Jersey City, because a lot of people are going to see this in Jersey City.
Yes.
What is your message to, I don't want to exclude the young ladies, but I feel like your presence is very important for what I do for young men in Jersey City.
Yes.
What's a message that you have for young men that's coming up, you know, in these turbulent times, social media and decision making? What's one thing you would say to them?
I would say pick your friends carefully. Take the time to think about your choices. Work hard and stack your money. And if you can, try not to get in a relationship until your late 20s, early 30s. Because that's when mostly everybody has their problems. There's always when a woman or a man is involved.
Yeah.
If you can cut the women and the men out, you can pretty much achieve.
I agree.
A lot of stuff. The problems come when they start having sex.
Yeah, I agree.
The problem occurs when you get emotionally attached to another person and that person don't act right. Think about the people that you know that was valedictorian, wound up fucking, excuse my language.
True.
And got pregnant, and that the dude was a football player.
And
Had sex, had a scholarship.
And you look back like, damn, she was projected to be so much, but she had sex, had a baby, and then
it changed. Yep.
Yeah.
Now she working at a salon.
Yeah, word.
Or the dude working at a factory. The best football player on the team.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a dad.
Yep.
He got a girl pregnant. He said, I forget school. I'm going to be, not knowing he could have went to school in 4 years and got a better job to take care of his kid.
Yeah.
You have and be willing to sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
You got to have the balls to sacrifice. And I'm going to repeat it. You got to have the balls to sacrifice. I sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
I sacrificed.
But you're happy with your sacrifice?
Yep. I can live with my decision. And I'm happy with it.
That's game.
Like I'm happy. Like I'm happy.
Yeah. It shows, man. You project that, and it's contagious for those who, instead of being like you said on stage, I get inspired. I don't get envious.
Yes.
So when you project that kind of energy into the universe, those who need it and want it, they'll soak it up.
And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody got hate in them. Everybody got jealousy. Just life. The goal is to control your emotion. If you control your emotion, you win.
Absolutely.
We're all human.
Yep.
There's going to be somebody that's going to make you upset. Just life.
Yeah.
Someone's going to make you jealous. Just life. But control your emotion.
Control your emotions. It's something I had to learn, you know. I became quote unquote successful. I did have a kid early, but it was much harder than it needed to be. So, but I understand that I might be built a little bit differently. But when I look at some other young men, I'm like, yo, bro, don't do it to yourself. I survived. I was able to navigate, but it wasn't fun.
Right.
So if you can get it right the first time, I say you get it right.
No kids.
No kids.
Men, for some reason, who ain't got no money, they ain't got a car, no savings, still live with their parents, live in an apartment, out here screwing, and not thinking about the consequences.
Making a mess everywhere.
Digging a hole.
Yeah.
Sometimes them holes you can't dig yourself out.
Yeah. Yep.
Sometimes your ass is stuck.
Yep.
Sometimes your ass is stuck.
Yep. And then you see guys that were in their teens. I feel like sometimes people peak too fast, right? Like you talk about kids that were like, they were just popping in high school. They reached their peak. And then on the other side of the peak, when it's like you're turning 40, you're like, damn, they're still living in that moment of high school, right? As you're evolving and you're finding new challenges, you got that group of people who are, it's almost like they never grew out of that peak stage.
And here's the thing, everybody can't make it. That's the first thing. Everybody can't make it.
How are you just sitting there now? That
Just is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
'Cause it's too much technical stuff. And what I mean by that is your DNA, who's your parents. You got two crazy parents, your ass gonna be a fool. You know?
Hey, I work in the school system. There's so many people I went to school with. Then you see the kids, you
Right.
damn.
Yep.
You know,
And that statement about the apple don't fall too far from the tree is true.
it's genetics.
Yes, sir. So that's the word I wanted to use. Genetics, y'all.
Yeah.
Genetics play so
sir.
many, you know, it's like really like the Matrix.
Yep. I just watched that for the first time a week
Yeah,
ago.
really like the Matrix, yo.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, man, TK, I thank you, man. I mean, it's an opportunity I think people need, especially in Jersey City. Like, I mean, man, like for me, because I get it. I'm like, man, TK Kirkland's from Jersey City. He went to Snyder. Oh no, I need to talk to him. Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? I just think it's important that you know you shine your life.
The fattest, ugliest white women in the world. That's what parents are now.
talk to Coach Odoms.
Okay.
So she checked my phone and then
And we want to have something in the auditorium at Snyder High School.
We can do it. I can make it happen.
And I'll
He's
come there.
retired, but I work there now, and I'm sure we can still.
We'll put something together
Yeah.
and have the whole audience in that mug
Yes, sir.
for free. And I'll come talk to them for an hour.
Let's do it.
And we'll do that. Matter of fact, we'll do it next year. Start
Yes.
putting it together.
Okay.
I'll do that.
I got you.
I would love to do that one.
We'll
That
make it
one
happen.
right there is something that I would look forward to.
Shout out to my man Pressure Online. Can you
Yes.
shout him out, please, brother?
It's a pleasure. Press.
Pressure Online.
Pressure online. Pressure online.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean?
That's his brand. He's an artist and a media person,
Awesome.
and his brand
All right.
is pressureonline.com.
All right, press online.
Pressure.
Pressure online. Okay, all right, I like that. Pressure online. That's gangster, yo. Okay, I like that.
He's
All
from
right.
Curry Woods.
Now, how did? Oh man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Let me see if you can help it. There was a woman in Curry Woods. She was deaf.
that's what I'm doing for you people.
She couldn't hear, but she was fine. Drop dead, motherfucking gorgeous. Her and her sister. You gotta know who this was.
I'm gonna ask somebody about her. I'm sure I can find out who she
Find
is.
that she was deaf back in the day. Curry Woods is still there?
They knocked the main buildings down, like the big ones, but it's lower rising apartments. But it's
Okay.
still there.
I wish it wasn't Maggie. It wasn't Terry.
I'm trying to figure out who in my family you would have like went to school with. I had an aunt that
I didn't
went to
hang with
Snyder.
nobody.
Nobody.
When I say I hang with nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody, fam.
Okay.
I was really low key.
Yeah.
I was really like even the day I graduated from Stanley Theater. I was on the plane 2 days later. Left Jersey. I never went back.
Wow.
I was gone.
Wow.
And my Mr. Jones tells me all the time. He said I was just too big for Jersey City,
Word.
and that's what he always said. And I was gone, yo, gone.
Yeah. It
I
was destined. It was just your destiny, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I went through a lot of craziness, but I was supposed to go through it. And I compare it to the movie Kung Fu. You kids is young. There was a TV show Kung Fu. You remember the TV show Kung Fu?
But I'm gonna Google it.
At the beginning, you see a little boy trying to take a pebble out of this man's hand. And he can't get it. So he sends him to the universe to become a man, learn experience, comes back, boom, never take it. My life, everything I went through, all the craziness was to prepare me to have the conversation I'm having with you today. Because if you haven't gone through nothing, you can't teach nobody nothing.
Teach nothing. One more thing, I want to remember this. One thing that I noticed that you do a lot, or you don't have a problem doing, is like, let's say you're on Vlad or something, and you say something in error, or you were wrong about something. You don't seem to have a problem with taking accountability, like, hey, I was wrong. Let me make that correction.
Right. Yeah.
Were you always like that, or
I've always been like that.
accountability?
Accountability is important to me.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that I'm good at what. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna tell you I'm wrong.
Yeah.
If you know, I don't never lie to people unless it's the cops. I'm getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I lie, but it's only gonna be the police, and I'm gonna fight it. But I haven't been in trouble in years, so I'm thankful, and I'm glad that I'm sitting here with you. But I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you pronounce your first name?
Ibn.
Ibn?
Yes.
Okay, Ibn. I didn't know how to pronounce it, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay,
Like ribbon
Ibn.
with no R.
Okay, Ibn.
Yes.
Okay, what does it mean?
Son of.
Son of.
Yeah.
Okay, Ibn.
My dad's from Newark, Muslim.
Right.
You know, so my dad converted when he was 17.
Okay.
Shout out to my dad too. He did a lot of time, but he got good DNA, so I was able
Right,
to,
right. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah, North New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, awesome city.
All right, brother. Yo, we got to get a couple
Ibn.
photos.
Absolutely. God bless you, Jersey City. May your pain be champagne. I hope I made you proud.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
TK.